Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is a 20th episode of the 3rd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Now, Will Wheaton again has got under Sheldon's nerves. You know what I mean? He's beat him. He's come up trumps. He's won in a bowling tournament. Now, Penny was supposed to be Sheldon's star player. You know, she's part of the team, but Will Wheaton got into her head. So if we go back to the very start of the episode, Leonard actually did tell Penny that he loved her. You know, I think they just had sex. Then he was having a conversation in bed. She actually started talking about Star Wars and something that he's got really, you know, interested in. And basically just realised, like, this girl's the one for me. You know, she's beautiful, she's amazing. And now she's becoming a nerd. I love her. And he told her. And because she didn't actually say it back, you know, it kind of got a little bit awkward. And then all episode, Leonard was kind of throwing digs and making jokes that, like, she needs to say it to him. Which I was saying, you know, he found this moment. He looked and he waited. And the one that actually, you know, got to him, he actually said it. And she needs to find her moment. And he has to respect that. But he was kind of upset all episode that she didn't actually say it back to him. And then Will Wheaton got into her head. You know, they was playing this bowling tournament. And then he said, look, mate, you know, a girlfriend's done that to me before. I've gone over, I told her I loved her. She never said it back. It took 2 years before she ended up breaking up with me because she didn't realise, or she never told me at the time that I wasn't the one for her. And she waited and strung me along for so long that obviously it hurt me, hurt her, and it just ruined everything. And then it obviously got into Penny's head. She was thinking, what's going on? Do I actually love Leonard? What do I actually say? Is it best if we break up? And then the episode obviously ended with them having an argument and her running off. So, mate, if that is the end of him, very disappointed because I actually liked him this season. But long time to go. Can't wait to see what we do in today's episode. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Oh yay, a new MasterCard.
Uh-oh.
What?
I was going to get my mail.
Okay. Are you hoping to get it telepathically?
I just wasn't sure of the proper protocol now that you and Leonard are no longer having coitus.
Can we please just say no longer seeing each other?
Well, we could if it were true. But as you live in the same building, you see each other all the time.
Okay, here's the protocol. You and I are still friends and you stop saying coitus.
Good. I'm glad we're still friends. It was a lot of work to accommodate you in my life. I'd hate for that effort to have been in vain. Do I have to stop saying coitus with everyone or just you?
Everyone. How's Leonard doing?
He seems all right. Although he does spend a disturbing amount of time looking at photographs of you. I see you bought Mama Italia marinara spaghetti sauce.
Yep.
That's the sauce my mother uses. She likes cooking Italian because, according to her, that's what the Romans made Jesus eat.
I'll have to have you over for spaghetti some night.
I'm hungry now.
Okay, why don't you give me an hour and come over?
Oh, you're in for what my mother calls a real Italian treat.
What's wrong with you? You can't hang out with your roommate's ex. It's totally uncool. It's fine. I don't care. I'm over it. The point is, in a situation like this, you gotta pick sides. You're either on Team Leonard or Team Penny.
Sheldon, I got you your tangerine chicken. I hope you're hungry.
And as I have no plans to eat with any other team, I will consume my tangerine chicken with the appropriate gusto. Just out of curiosity, do we still have hot dogs? Just making dinner conversation.
Right, the thing is here, I understand that they say that you got to pick sides, but like it's picking sides is when I think that like picking sides is when somebody does something really bad. For example, do you know what I mean? To the other person that majorly hurts them, and it's like, mate, how have you done that? Do you know what I mean? I've got to pick the side of the person that was actually sound and was the one that's been affected. Like, if it's an amicable breakup, then I don't think that all of you should lose friendships. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, these have been friends. I don't know how long the period is. It might only been a year or two, but let's just make it a bit further, 10 years. So if a couple was together for 10 years and he was in a friendship group and everybody was still friends, just because those two people broke up, does that mean that the rest of the group can no longer speak to the other individuals because, you know, they don't like each other? I don't think so. I feel like you should be able to still be friends with them. If you want to spend the time away from them on your own, then that's fine. I understand where people's coming from saying, no, that's not right. But at the end of the day, they spent a lot of time in your life, like Sheldon said, and he's accommodated his life around her as well, and he's put the graft in, and he don't want to actually waste it when he doesn't need to waste it because he still enjoys her presence. So, I don't know, I understand it, I get it, but again, it's a tough one, really.
Oh, God, this is good. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe you're going to go to hell for eating sweet and sour pork? Jews don't have hell. We have acid reflux.
Do you want the last dumpling, Sheldon?
Not like I have to moderate my food intake because I'm planning on eating again very shortly.
So you guys want to do something tonight?
I can. I gotta pick up my mom from her water aerobics class.
There it is. Now that you don't have a girlfriend, you want to hang out with me again.
I never stopped hanging out with you.
Oh, please. We all know I'm the friend you call when you have no other options. If we were the Justice League, I'd be Aquaman.
You know what? I'll just spend the evening alone.
What? Suddenly I'm not good enough for you?
Now I think I'll take my after-dinner walk. I read a study online that walking after a meal not only aids in digestion, but increases serotonin. And you know me, there's one thing I like more than a refreshing beverage, it's serotonin. Bye-bye.
Hold on, I'll walk down with you.
I've missed you.
Said you were going for a walk.
I didn't say outside.
Ruffles! Here, boy!
Which way are you going?
Which way are you going?
I parked my scooter down the block.
I'm going the other way. Bye.
Actually, I'm this way. I definitely smell raw hot dog.
Perhaps you're getting a brain tumor.
It looks massive, that, for him there.
I bet you think you smell hot dogs. Look, a cat!
To be honest, right, everybody should be shitting it in situations like that. I love dogs. Literally got one right there, literally on the bed. But I would never feel safe walking down the road and seeing a Rottweiler stood in front of me, unchained with nobody around. I would be scared. You know what I mean? I love animals, but like, that is a scary dog. It actually really is. And I'm surprised if he's got away, which, you know, it's a TV show, so let's say he is. We're not going to have that he's been bitten up and beat down by a dog. Maybe they have a joke that his pants are all ripped and he's lost his hot dogs. That's fine. But yeah, I would be scared. But also, I feel like the way he was sat when he was eating the food, I've got accustomed to everybody being in a certain position, and like looking at them, it feels strange. Lucy, you have Raj and you know, Howard, and then Sheldon. Then you had Leonard in the spare seat with Penny sat on the chair, and now obviously like he was like Howard was sat where Leonard usually sits, and Leonard was sat where Howard does. It just looked weird, like the group, the way he was sat down.
I had to trade the others for my life.
I haven't had sex in a year.
Where are you going with this, Raj?
I want to go out and meet a woman.
So go.
Well, I need a wingman. I don't want to come off like a lonely loser. Next to you, I look like a catch.
You'll meet a girl someday.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will, and she'll be beautiful, and kind, and sexy, and funny, and everything you ever wanted in a woman. You'll fall hopelessly in love and give her your heart. And she'll take it and grind it into pathetic little pieces.
We will have sex first, right?
Was Leonard okay with you coming over?
Oh, yes. In fact, he said, I'm fine, I don't care. Also pleased to report that he's all cried out over you. Oh, I believe that was something else I wasn't supposed to mention.
God, I feel terrible.
Do you have stomachache too?
No, why do you?
No.
Why did you ask if I had one too?
Just making polite dinner conversation.
I'm so glad you like it.
I do. Leonard never cooks for me.
Well, maybe that's because Leonard can't cook.
You can't cook and you made me this.
I'm pretty sure Martha Stewart never got naked with a room full of big fat Japanese guys.
You don't know that.
Hey, where you been?
I told you, walking.
For an hour and a half?
Satellites are down, solar flares.
There are no solar flares right now.
Yes, there are.
Dude, I'm an astrophysicist. If there were solar flares, I'd be all up in it.
The hell was that about? I don't
It's
know.
weird that it seemed actually stranger
This
than
is really
normal.
Hillary Clinton doing it with Oprah?
Oh, we really need to get you a girl. What do you want, Sheldon?
Maybe this isn't a good time.
Tell me why you woke me up, or I swear to God I will kill you.
Do you really think death threats are an appropriate way to begin this conversation? Sometimes your lack of social skills astonishes me. I've been seeing Penny behind your back.
When you say seeing Penny, what exactly does that mean?
We had dinner last night.
Why did you have dinner with Penny?
I told you she made spaghetti with little hot dogs. I like spaghetti with little hot dogs.
Then why did you have Chinese food with us?
I didn't want to upset you. Howard made it very clear that my allegiance should be to male comrades before women who sell their bodies for money.
Is it possible he said bros before hoes? Sheldon, I don't care if you want to be friends with Penny.
Well, so the emotional turmoil that has been keeping me from achieving REM sleep was entirely unjustified?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to say fair play to Leonard for that.
Neighbors, we're gonna run into each other. May as well get used to it. You used to it yet?
No.
Me neither. Oh, Sheldon seemed to think that I would be upset about you hanging out with him, but I just want you to know it's fine.
Oh, good. Because his mother called me. Yeah, she wants me to take him shopping for sheets and towels. A bunch of us from work are going to Disneyland next Saturday, and Sheldon wants to come.
You're taking him to Disneyland?
Well, he heard me making plans on the phone. Was I gonna say no?
But let me know if you're gonna stuff him with junk food. I don't want to bring home a nice dinner for him and see it go to waste.
It sounds like two parents talking over a
Going
kid
to
again.
Disneyland. He's gonna eat junk food. Anything else?
Yeah, don't let Goofy near him. He'll have nightmares and I'll have to deal with it.
What's the problem with Goofy?
Wish I knew he's fine with Pluto.
We're home.
It's 10 o'clock. Where have you been?
We stayed for the California Adventure Water Show. It was pure Disney magic.
Already threw up once. Go put on your PJs and brush your teeth.
Okay, but just don't fight.
We're not fighting.
Just go. I should probably get going.
Come on, it's just a cup of coffee.
Yeah, the whole thing seems a little twisted to me, too.
What am I smelling?
Sheldon's churro on my shoes. Such an angel when he's asleep.
Yeah. Shame he has to wake up.
No, be friends. You and me.
Sure. Absolutely. Here's an idea. I'm just throwing it out there. Friends who have sex.
Friends with benefits then.
Good night, Leonard.
Just a couple of friends goofing around.
No,
Goof.
Goofy, no.
Yeah. To be honest, I like this episode. It was good. It was funny. And, I really do like the Sheldon character. I feel like there's one trait which is annoying, and it's when he high demands everybody to basically just drop everything and do everything for him. So take him somewhere, do something, have it my way. This one, like when he was on the train and he had to go back and all that stuff, that part of Sheldon, it does annoy me. Like, it's not specifically Sheldon. I think it's because I know these people like that in real life, and it gets on my nerves. But after that, the whole other part of Sheldon, once you get used to his personality and like what he likes and what he does and how he talks, he's actually sound in it. He actually is. Like, have you ever met somebody in real life and you think they are an arsehole? Like, I absolutely dislike that person. Literally, how does anybody like them? And then you have to be put in situations where you see them a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as if like you could decide, right, I'm no longer gonna go to that location anymore. It might be a work colleague or something. You have to see them in the environment. Do you know what I mean? But then again, the more time you see, you're like, oh, I understand kind of like who he is. And then after a bit, you're like, they're all right. I've done it a few times. Like, there's people that I meet straight away because I don't like loud things. So like loud noises, loud places, personally for me, I dislike. So you'll never see me in a club or in a place that has loud music, or if people are shouting, or around kids that like, like little kids that like scream and stuff. It breaks me down. It takes my person, you know what I mean? I'll become grumpy, But like, there's people like this that I've met, and he was just talk that loud, and I'm like, oh mate, I just literally don't be in. But then I'm like, do you know what? Actually, I think you're all right. And there's many people where like have to be in situations around consistently with no other choice from work, and then I've actually understood who they are and how they are, and like the personalities and how they talk and stuff, and then I've really liked them. And there's many people that I'm really good friends with now that at first I wasn't a big fan of, and that like that's like Sheldon. When I first seen him, I was like, oh, do you know what? He's kind of a bit annoying, but I kind of get it. You know what I mean? And as he's progressed forward, I personally probably think that he's the best character in the show. Now, I think that Howard is the funniest character in the show, but I do feel like probably Leonard is the best, and that's interesting because I never thought I would actually take to him. And he actually is really, really funny, and I do like him. And today's episode, he ended up being a child between two parents, just like when he went to the comic book store and he had to get him out when he was bickering, and he bought him, they bought him that little robot. Well, today, do you know what I mean? They're taking turns, custody, so to speak, of him, taking him to the park and obviously buying him presents and stuff like that. So, I don't know, it's really funny. And you know what? At least they ended the episode amicable. You know what I mean? Like, they started it kind of like trying to avoid each other, middle of it, kind of awkward, ending it, kind of addressed it, had a coffee, talked to each other. Yes, they could be friends, you know what I mean? It was good. So hopefully, you know, we could see it going forward back as a 5 because, you know, it is weird kind of seeing them all split up against each other, isn't it? Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So we did actually, you know, kind of confirm that Leonard and Penny are split up. Now, I believe that this is one of those situations where it can easily be resolved with Penny telling him that she loves him. Now, I'm not saying that she should 100% do that. You know, it's down to her and her moment. But I think that obviously, because they've not split up nastily, the feelings will always be there for Leonard. You know what I mean? You can have that in a relationship where, like, you break up amicably. But then your feelings still linger, and if you ever had the opportunity, or if you ever go out, or do you know what I mean, if you ever spend time together, you can kind of like rekindle that flame really, really quickly. In terms of other relationships where you've been there, you know, you're toxic, you're hating each other, you're arguing, you're fighting, and you just never want to see them again. That's not his case, is it? So like, the more that they hang around, the more she's back in the group, the more that they see each other. Maybe then Penny gets her moment. Leonard does something that she thinks that's sweet, or he does it, you know what I mean? It's like, just pretend you're a person that doesn't like the crust on your toast, you know what I mean? And, you know, at the end of the day, Leonard makes her a sandwich or something that without her asking, and he does that, he cuts it off, you know what I mean? Something so specific, like, she's like, it's harmless, but like, it's something that he remembers and caters to her, do you know what I'm saying? And it's personal. And it could be something so little like that where she thinks, you know, this guy's, you know, he is the one. He thinks about me, he cares about me, it's a minor details that he looks into, he's always looking after me. I do love him. And do you know what I mean? And as soon as she says that to him, I feel like he'll embrace it and bring her back, you know. First of all, Penny's probably the best that he's ever going to get in terms of somebody accepting him for who he is and what he does, liking him for his looks and obviously his personality, do you know what I mean? And obviously getting on well as they do. The only reason why they have split up is because obviously, you know, in her head, she's trying to figure out, is this the relationship that I want for the rest of my life? And do I feel forced to say I love you now? Do you know what I mean? So I'm liking that they kind of come to a common ground and they're still going to be friends, and hopefully we see them in the next episode, and maybe she drops it in the next one. Like I said, it's got to be a perfect moment for her to say it. I feel like it was weird seeing them all sat in different positions. Got so used to them now to all being sat in a certain location. I think Sheldon's been a good friend, to be honest. I'm glad that he actually wanted to be friends with Penny as well. You know, it was so hard for him to become friends. Now, obviously, they are friends. He don't want to lose it, which is great. And, you know, I really have enjoyed their relationship. Them two have blossomed, actually, into a really good couple between themselves, like a little duo. So I'm excited to see, obviously, how the rest of the season goes. I think there's 3 more episodes. I don't know how it's going to end. Hopefully, we see more Bernadette as we continue, obviously, finish. If you did enjoy today's episode, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.